And shalom again, my friends. So this is my wrap it up video. Hold on, I'm always writing, so let me read. Need my other eyes. My wrap it up video would be called "When You Finally See." I love that title because it makes everything clear, right? Once you finally see why all of this was necessary. It makes things clear and everything starts to make more sense, I think. It did for me anyway. Mm, so let me see. Let me see. What I wrote was once you start to heal by learning to surrender, learning to regulate your emotions, and learning to trust Yah, you will start to see and understand why He wanted you and needed you to go through the things you went through. This is Yah's way of teaching you that every painful lesson had a purpose. This was Yah's way of shaping us, protecting us, and preparing us for what's next. I've said this before, everything happens for a reason. And I learned things like surrender and trust and even working on my emotions through pain, through trials. It's what helped me get to the understanding that I have right now. It's unfortunate, but it's fortunate. It's unfortunate that the way we learn is through the struggle. But it's also unfortunate because you got to go through some things in order to learn something very valuable. I never forget the moments where I was so down and so frustrated and aggravated and not understanding why I had to endure. What was wrong with me that I had to go through all of these things? And then come to find out, nothing was wrong. Nothing at all. It was necessary for me to go through so that I can come through and be the woman He's called me to be. It's not easy, it's really not easy, but it's worth it. It really is worth it. I think about how my life began, and I think about how I grew up. Didn't meet my mother until I was in my 30s and lived in so many different people's homes over the years, and the abuse I went through, the heartache I dealt with, the feeling unworthy, the feeling of being unloved and uncared for, the feeling of being thrown away. But the one thing that I've learned that through all of that, if you let Him, He can fill those holes up. I always thought, not knowing who my mother was until my 30s, that had put a hole in me. I felt like I was missing something. And everybody wants to know who their parents are. That's a given. But even once I met my mom, I still didn't get what I wanted because I'm thankful, don't get me wrong. Thankful to have met her and she get to see me before she left this earth. But she was dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia, excuse me, with dementia, and um, so I didn't really get to know her. I never, got a chance to, I don't know, spend time with her the way I wanted to. Um, if you've ever dealt with anyone dealing with dementia, they have their days where they know who you are, and then they have their days where they didn't. And for the most part, I mean, the first day she and I saw each other, she knew who I was, and it touched me in such a way. She knew me, and then she didn't. When you're dealing with dementia, they they remember what they remember, and for the most part, I wasn't in her memories, and so I didn't really get to bond with her or anything. I was devastated from that. And then she passed away, and it was just like I was angry. Like, why would you let me go through that? Like, what is that about? And then to be raised by all these other people being abused. And then I'm thinking, my dad would be the perfect person to live with because he loves me and he treats me so, so well. And then go finally live with him. I was like, he's worse than anybody I've ever lived with. Like, this is crazy. And I couldn't understand it. Like, I could not understand why nobody wanted me. Nobody loved me. Nobody cared for me. And it hurt. Um, I shut down myself. I literally just shut down and I was just tired and I just didn't want to deal. But the Most High knew that there was something in me that the world needed. And thankfully, He gave me that spirit of not giving up. The more trials, the more things I went through, I didn't realize how strong I was because I felt so weak. But like my pastor said, you have been through, and I want to say it right. Oh, shucks. How did he say it? He said you have mastered or something. I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not even going to say it. But pretty much, basically, what he was basically saying is that it didn't take you out. The things you went through, it did not end you. It made you stronger. And but even through that, I needed the healing. I needed to learn to surrender. I needed the Most High. I feel like now that he he allowed me to go through all of that because it was like, look, yes, your mom, you were taken away from her, and yes, you lived with all of these people's houses, and yes, you were abused and tortured. But if you just believe in me and trust in me and follow me, all of those things you went through won't even matter anymore. They will not hurt you anymore. Now, I really didn't think that was a possibility. I read it in the Bible, but I'm like, how was that? And I'm gonna tell you honestly, I still don't know how because it actually happened. I used to couldn't talk about nothing that I grew up dealing with. Like, It used to destroy my world. Just trying to talk about it, because people used to say, you should go see a counselor and you should do this and you should do that. And I've been to several counselors. The majority of them, they just figured I needed medication. That's the answer. And I knew that wasn't the answer. I didn't need medication. I need something else. And I didn't really know what that something else was. I just knew I needed something else, and it wasn't medication. But in the midst of it all, I started self-medicating because now I just don't want to deal with it. How about if I just ignore that it ever happened? That doesn't work, by the way. But you tell yourself, or the enemy helps you think that, oh yeah, if I do this, I do that, it'll go away. Or at least I won't think about it. I'll be too high. I won't even, regular. I can't remember all the things that has happened to me. If I'm drunk enough, I'll go to sleep and then get up and get drunk again. Like, I literally lived my life that way. I'd rather be drunk and high. Educational purposes only. This is for educational purposes only. I'd rather be drunk or high rather than deal with what I had, you know, deal with my mess. And what I learned was I don't have to deal with the mess. It's not about the mess that you deal with. You start reading your word, saying your prayers, following his will, stopping, praying, and waiting. If you have to, vent, pray, and process. But know for sure that you are never alone. And then know that if you do all these things, the truth will come. The peace, the freedom. I didn't think it would ever happen for me, like ever. I thought I was just going to be messed up for the rest of my life, and I felt like I was going to live this way forever. You know what it took? A choice. It was a choice. It's as simple as that. I chose to follow him. I chose to trust him. I chose to believe the word that he tells me about me and know that all that other stuff was preparing me for where I'm at right now. I still don't have a job. Well, I have work because I do work, but I don't have any income as of yet. All the things that I have are pretty much in storage, and I don't even know if it's still there or not because I don't even ask my daughter. She pays, she, covers all the bills here and everything, and so I just don't even say anything. And it's not that I don't want the things that are there, because I do, if I can have it. But I want what the Most High wants for me more. And I feel like if it's still there, then he said this is for you still, you can still have it. But if it's not, it's not going to be the end of the world. That just shows me that he has something so much more that I will not even miss that stuff. So take that step. I know it's not going to be easy. No. Anything worth having, you gotta fight for it. It's got to cost you something. I'm very thankful that I was still here to be able to get where I am. Because now I can help others, show others that it is possible. It really is possible to heal from the inside out. But we just have to choose to want to heal. And it's funny, back in the day I used to say I wanted to heal, but I wasn't willing to do what was necessary. I wanted to take the quick way out. That's why I was taking the drugs that I was taking and drinking all the alcohol that I was drinking. That was quicker for me. It didn't help. It actually made it worse, to be honest. Because you get hooked on these things and it causes other problems, which brings back in the first place. Now I'm depressed. Now I'm just hating everything and everybody. And all I needed was to make the choice to follow him. And if I'd have done that a long time ago, who knows where I'd be at right now. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm here now. So with that being said, it is possible. You can do it. You just have to make the choice. It's going to be work. Oh, it's definitely going to be work. And it's not going to be easy work. But if you've made it this far, you can make it a few more steps. Just take one step. Just take that one step. And then you'll take another step. And another step. And before you know it, you can look back and be like, how did I get here? How did I get here? I didn't think I can make it. But you can make it. You've made it through 100% of everything you've been through. I know I'm still saying that wrong. Pastor Kofi, forgive me if you see this video. I've made it through 100% of everything I've been through. Now, I might not have came through the ideal way, but nonetheless, I made it. And now, with the healing and the learning, it is a blessing to be able to do what He's called you to do. It's easy. It really is. I like to write, so I have my books. I have the curriculum, K through 12. I love to talk, so I have the videos. But I also want to help people. I also want to show people that it is a way. And if you want it, you can have it. Just take that one step. Yeah, just that one step. And the Most High will do the rest. He really will. You got to trust Him. You got to trust yourself. But most of all, you got to want more. You got to want more for you. And the only thing I can think of today is I think that if I was raised with this knowledge, it would have helped me get here quicker. But because most of us are raised with going to church, you got to go to church and all the things, we're not getting the truth. And I don't think they do it on purpose. I just think most people don't know the truth. Most people are not aware of what the truth is because most people don't read their Bible or aren't seeking the truth. Most people are living off of what traditions are. This is what our family always did. But there's a bigger picture. It's a bigger picture. And if we plan on following the Most High and living His will for our life, you gotta take the step. But please know that when you choose to make that first step, the enemy is gonna come for you big time. In every sense of the word. But the Most High will give you the tools to use. He'll give you the tools. Because at the end of the day, you either make that choice to follow the Most High or choose to allow the enemy to win. Either way, it's your choice. But if you choose the Most High, you will definitely never regret it. You'll never regret it. Because once your eyes are open and once you start seeing what the truth is, you cannot go backwards. You just can't. You cannot go backwards. And that's what the enemy's trying to do. He's trying to make sure you don't see truth. So it will do any and everything it has to keep you from the truth. So as soon as you make that choice, be prepared. But don't stop. Don't give up. Just keep making those steps forward. Keep following the Most High's will. Keep reading your word. Keep saying your prayers. Keep following the law. Allowing the Most High to guide every step. You'll make it. I promise. Well, this is my last wrap-up video for today. I pray that these videos are helpful, that they reach the right people. Please like, comment, share. Don't be rude. I have tough skin, so it won't hurt my feelings. I'll just block you. But this is a safe space. I want people to talk. I want people to comment. I want people to ask questions. I'm here. I'm here. Well, have an amazing evening. Rest well. And know you're never alone. He's always with you. Shalom, family.